dome that you see here, the water that is pouring over it is the dome of the Shrine of the Book. This is the section of the museum that houses the Dead Sea Scrolls. Okay, the reason for this is not to cool off the chamber. We got AC for that nowadays, thank God. But it's basically as a symbol, okay? A symbol of what? Of the central ritual of Qumran, which was ritual bathing, okay? The dome was designed to look like the covers, the lids that were placed on top of those jars, okay? And so soon I'm going to show you to that section, but just so that you understand the architectural symbolism here, all to do with the set of the Essenes that wanted to road the middle of the Dead Sea Scrolls. Okay, so this is a model of first century Jerusalem as it would have looked prior to the destruction of the city by the Romans in the year 70 AD. Remember how Jesus prophesied as to how the city was going to be destroyed and how there won't be a stone left upon a stone. Okay, and so about 40 years after that prophecy, the city was destroyed, and the Romans did a very thorough job. They basically leveled the entire city. They murdered most of the inhabitants of the city, and everything that you see there was then no more following the Roman arrival into the city. So this is really a depiction of the layout, the outline of the city, as it would have looked the night before its destruction by the Romans. That also means that there's some slight differences between this and how the city would have looked at the time of Jesus, which was about 40 years earlier. The main difference in that respect would be that wall that you see coming out of the temple to the right and going all the way around. You see that big loop over there, okay? And that wall, the most extreme one to the right, was built after the time of Jesus. Meaning what? That the entire area between the two walls to the right, you see the outer wall right by the railing, the guardrail, and then there's an inner wall, okay? That area between those two walls was outside the city wall at the time of Jesus. Why is this crucial? You'll see that it's going to be very significant with regard to the $1 million question here in Jerusalem as to where was Jesus crucified and where was he buried. The Jews would never bury anyone inside their city, okay? So it had to be a location outside the city wall, which happened to be in that area there, that gap between those two walls. So now that we understand the setting here, let's start off with the most visible landmark in Jerusalem 2,000 years ago, and that is, of course, the Second Temple. Look at the size of it compared to the rest of the city. That was the largest building in the land, one of the largest temples ever, okay? The length of that plaza between that terracotta rooftop to the left and the fortress to the right was that of 5 football fields, okay? Almost 500 yards in length. The width was about 300 yards. Okay, so it was massive, 300 by 500 yards. And that was the temple Jesus was so familiar with as he came and visited the city. Excuse me for a second. Hello?